Hey, ladies, and welcome back to the Girl Boss Method. Right. So, tonight's topic holiday mode, not off mode. So, we're going to be talking about how to enjoy your time away without undoing your progress. So, many of you ladies have booked holidays this month for the lovely month of April 2025. I know for some of you, it signifies the start of the Easter holidays. So if you've got children or you work in schools, etc., you might be having the opportunity to take some time away from work, and things might also get a little quieter at work, even if you don't have those additional things to think about. So one thing I want to kind of frame here is that holidays are about enjoyment and not guilt, and also not giving up. I think it's really important to know that when you are on a fitness program or a fitness journey, that you're not approaching holidays thinking that it's, again, holiday mode off. It's time to kind of take away from doing all your normal stuff. If we are thinking about sustainable lifestyle interventions and we're looking at this for the long term and we're thinking about our future selves and we're thinking about our health, it should all be a part of our lifestyle. The way that we approach holidays as well should be a part of our lifestyle, right? Or there should be, it shouldn't be something that you kind of divert and just everything is completely different, because it just shows that you're not really taking on board what it is to kind of make lifestyle choices. So just want to kind of preface that. It's also not space for guilt. So you're not supposed to kind of go there and go, oh my God, I'm going to do all of these things and I'm going to feel dead guilty about it. That's not what we want. I want you to really enjoy your time away. I want you to enjoy your time off. And I want you to kind of enjoy it knowing that it's part of the process, and it's just not like oh, I may as well just give up because everything's going to be different this week. So, coming back to this, it's not the all or nothing vibe. Again, just because you're traveling, it doesn't mean that you're broken and you can't do stuff. You can still do things. It's just going to look a little different, not totally different. There's going to be some changes. It's again a different country, a different time, a different food around you, all of that. So I want you to kind of focus on the fact that perfection is not the goal, and we're looking at consistency over time and the progress and consistency that we make over time. And also, when you're on holiday, not thinking about, again, the last supper mentality. Like, we know that food will always be there, but again, if you've got that mindset or that sort of idea in your head that, oh yes, holiday, turn everything off, I'm suddenly just going to kind of go like crazy and it's going to be all this food and none of it matters and I'm just going to do what I want and go extreme, extreme. That's not what we want, right? We don't want that all or nothing vibe. And the last supper mentality is literally as if it's the last meal you're going to be given. So food is always going to be there and enjoyment around it as well. So just knowing that too. And then when we're thinking about the scales and potential, again, weight gain, I want you to know that gaining actual body fat does take time. It's not something that just happens overnight. Just as if, just in the same, on the same token, in the same note, body fat doesn't just melt away overnight. It takes time. It takes time to accrue it and it takes time to get rid of it as well. And so just knowing that a few meals that are different or a few meals out, they're not going to undo your months of effort. And if you are seeing scale weight, which I'll tell you now, you likely will do, the increase is going to come from primarily water retention. So this will be affected by things like salt. Salt's job is to draw water into the cells and hold it there. So you'll be retaining water. when I don't want to pee, I actually have salty foods. That sounds crazy, but you get what I mean. Like, as in, a little salt will just kind of help you from, that sounds so weird. Um, a little bit of salt can help with the water retention. And also, when we're thinking about water retention, our beautiful carbs that make us feel so good that we love. For every 1 gram of carb, you are going to hold around 3 to 4 grams of water. Think about that for a moment. And that's not a bad thing. Again, it's just a normal body process. It's a process, it's something that's just occurring. Okay. Don't need to create any sort of feeling or doubt or negativity around it. Carbs are cool. Alcohol. Yes, alcohol. If you are drinking alcohol and you're not thinking about how much you're having and you're not making switches or changes or anything like that, you will retain water as well. Okay. And then, obviously you will, things will go up because you're having extra intake of energy. Not the right energy, but energy. And then stress. And believe it or not, stress can create water retention. So, flying, traveling, changes in sleep as well, bloating. I get bloated when I fly. I feel horrible and disrupted. And again, yes, naturally inactivity. So if you're not doing things, then the scale will go up. And I just want you to know that this sort of normal does not equal failure. It means that you are human. It means that we've gone on holiday, things have been a little different, um, and you're human, right? You want to enjoy yourself, you want to have a good time, but we're not going to go for that all or nothing vibe. So thinking about the bigger picture here, we're building a lifestyle. So if you do everything that you think is correct on a holiday, so you go, oh my God, I'm not eating loads, I'm really like being strict and I'm eating more veggies and fruit, or I'm just focusing on protein. When you're on holiday, don't expect massive fat loss progress or even maintenance. And that's also okay. All right. Things are different. So we need to kind of think about this period and having a new mindset around that. That yes, you're approaching a holiday better than you normally would have done previously before joining this program or before taking steps to change your lifestyle. So you're making better choices. So we need to kind of think about that. There's a new mindset around there's a new mindset around the way that we're approaching holidays. And knowing that because we are creating, again, this bigger picture that when you've had the holiday, you're going to be returning back to your normal routine without any guilt and without any punishment. So, absolutely nobody should be coming back from a holiday thinking, oh my God, I need to undo everything. Big cross, big red cross. Absolutely not. So, yes, the real progress will happen when you come back, but it's going to be down to consistency and just getting back to your normal routine and rhythm. When you are away, I want you to think about this is where we're coming into the framing or how we approach this differently than you may have done previously when you've gone away. We are going to have some daily non-negotiables. So I would highly recommend doing this. And this will look like getting a walk in daily. So you could get into a really good habit of starting each day with a walk. And that walk, again, might be 5, 10 minutes. It might literally be 10 minutes and that's it. You might, be in your hotel, you come out of your hotel and you see that there's something at the other end, of the road and you kind of walk up to there and maybe you walk back or maybe there's a shop or something you get something from or you kind of just stretch your legs. It's a really good idea to kind of start the day with a walk. Something that we can't always, well, actually, you should find time for when you are back home, but quite often it can be difficult, right? So a holiday is a great opportunity to kind of instill or bring that lovely daily habit in. Hydration. So yes, you want to be aiming for your sort of 2 liters plus of water, having a glass before you have your meals, but also realizing that if you are in a climate that's hotter or warmer, those hydration levels are going to be a lot higher. So you'll need to drink a lot more, and your thirst will kind of dictate that as well. You'll want more water. And then prioritizing protein at each meal as well. And also having a look at the restaurant menus. You'll know that there'll always be options unless you are a vegan or a vegetarian, and we'll come on to what you can do in a moment. Um, Getting decent sleep rhythm again. Obviously, there'll be some adjusting when you first land, but adjusting to your local uh, sleep schedule, your local kind of circadian rhythm you'll be building, and always trying to kind of hit that local time, knowing that, right, the sunrise has happened, and, daylight's here. And again, just kind of fitting into that sort of getting up at sort of 7, 8 in the morning, as opposed to kind of having a lie until 1, because back home it might be 8 a.m. at that time. So just kind of thinking about that too, and try and stick to a local timeline when you're building that routine back in. And yeah, it goes without saying, alcohol right before night as well. Like if you're getting piss drunk and then falling asleep, you're not really falling asleep. You're just kind of becoming, unconscious perhaps. So just also limiting your caffeine as well. And again, some places when you are traveling, it can be tradition to have coffee after a meal. Just opt for the decaf option. You're not trying to sort of disrupt your sleep as well. Holidays are a great time to obviously switch off from the norm, switch off from computers and screens and etc. And it's great because you can do all these other wonderful things, but also just know that having a good sleep rhythm is really important and not burning out on either end. So yeah, sleep as much routine as possible. And then coming back to it, okay, this is where I kind of really signaled the vegans and vegetarians, pack some, goes for everyone really, pack your supplements. And for us, also packing protein powder as well, if you use them, so if you need them. So for me personally, I would definitely travel with protein powder, because I'm not always going to get a vegan protein source when I eat out abroad. Some countries think it's weird. They might think it's a bit strange. So you'll just kind of have that protein powder. You'll have a quick, bolus just before you kind of head out. And when it comes to supplements, so yes, you're abroad, but don't forget all your things like, your multivitamins, etc. That stuff's still really important. Now we're going to come on to training abroad. So you don't need to train absolutely every day, but I will say that staying active is going to help keep you grounded. You'll stop kind of getting yourself into this like horrible routine. It can really help with stiffness that you might get post-flight. So again, if you get sort of, you're prone to sort of water retention around the ankles or calves, etc., sort of getting some movement back in is going to help. Stretching as well there, and you're just going to feel better mentally and physically for exercising. So some of the things that you can do is you can do some like body weight circuits, maybe even some resistance band workouts within your room, or if you've got a hotel gym, you could just grab 2 hotel workouts. And what I would say is, if you're not used to working out on holiday, maybe just aim for 2 sessions whilst you're away and kind of think 20 to 30 minutes max. I think that would be a really good idea, because that's going to help you get back into things when you return. Because when you return, you've got all your washing to do, you've got to get back into a work rhythm. Again, you might have work might be piling up for you. There might be more stuff for you to kind of tackle once you're home, and you might just be exhausted when you get back. So it's just ticking that box whilst you are away, getting in 2 sessions. If you're away for a week, just getting in 2 sessions get one. Me and my partner, we love when we get, we're strange. When we go on holiday, we love to get some sort of walk in or movement in or look for an opportunity to work out. It just really helps us again with that sort of post-flight stiffness for sure. And just remembering you are the sum of all the things that you do on a regular basis. So if at home, working out is a part of your lifestyle and it's a non-negotiable for you, which it should be, that knowing that just because you're on holiday doesn't change that. It shouldn't change that. It should still be a part of you and just what you do because you know that you're in it for the long game and this is helping your future self as well. But yes, getting those workouts in is just going to help you transition back into normal life a little better. And if things are crazy when you get back, you're not going to feel guilty for or crap for not being able to get back into an exercise routine. So get it in whilst you are away, even if it's just once, get it in, do something. It's going to help you keep feeling strong. It will help your digestion, believe it or not, and it will improve your sleep. Training on holiday is actually a really nice low pressure activity and it's flexible and it's fun because you don't have to do your normal routine. So some examples for doing some sort of holiday workout ideas. Again, you can use our app to find workouts or I can program these for you, again, with minimal or no equipment required. So example 1, you've got the option of doing like a full body. A full body is really cool. So some squats, some push-up variations, some glute bridges on the floor, some core work. So a couple of crunches or some planks. And maybe you might do like a mini band workout, again, 10 to 15 minutes here. If you've got the big long mini bands or big long bands, you can kind of do some rows with them. You can do some like RDLs with them. You can do some pressing with big long bands and lots of different things. And again, if you've got the shorter loop bands, then you can do things like, kickbacks and fire hydrants and monster walks, etc. It's just stuff to kind of keep you juicy and moving, right? So you don't forget who your muscles are when you get back. And you could just take active recovery. And this, again, might just be getting out and getting steps and maybe even stretching. So again, you can jump into the app and look at some mobility routines. You can do some thread needle stuff. You can do some hip flexor stretches, so especially after traveling and after sitting for a long time. That really kind of helps. And then just reframing. Training is actually a gift and it's not a punishment. So we work out because it's good for us, okay? It's not this thing that suddenly burns calories or burns energy. That's not the way that I want you to look at training. I want you to look at training as being this thing that we get to do because we've got bodies that are able and unique, and we are using our gift, right? Or we're using our bodies. Okay. And then let's think about when it comes to food when you're away, right? Again, there might be some like social events and stuff as part of this like holiday. So if you're eating out, it goes without saying, kind of pick your protein options first and then add your veggies and yeah, just enjoy the meal. And if you are going for buffets again, start with protein and salad. And if you want to go back for one indulgent item, do it after. So go back for it. Eat slowly, enjoy, put your fork down in between meals, enjoy the conversations. You're allowed to relax without absolutely throwing the towel in and going headfirst into everything, right? Just create some structure around what we're doing. And yeah, I'll kind of tell you a little bit about what I do as well. So I also want you to kind of think with this, you're not looking at skipping meals to kind of save calories because that will backfire. You're already on a different time zone, potentially, and different routine. If you are starving yourself to kind of save options for food later, you're just going to end up overeating. So kind of ensure that you get meals in as well. And again, just don't just kind of think, oh, I'm just going to snack because it's there. Like, be intentional. Are you actually needing that snack? Are you hungry? Is this your opportunity to get some food in because you won't get food for a while? There needs to be a reason why the snack comes in. Snacks can be quite handy actually to pack as well. Again, depending on where you are, you might be able to pick up some like protein bars and things like that, or snacks, good snacks to kind of take for on the go. And the idea is to not restrict yourself or punish yourself after. So you're not saving calories or saving energy. You're not restricting yourself before you go out, and you're not punishing yourself by starving yourself after either, because your body doesn't like that, okay? And it won't work. So we're also looking at some flexible strategies. So if you are somewhere that you are able to track calories and actually bank calories, maybe you're in part of the world where there are calories on menus and stuff like that, you could calorie track, you could bank calories and do it in a way that's appropriate, you know, make sure you're still having your breakfast in, make sure you're still getting a bolus of protein in. Head out later, you could still work on that. You could also maybe even use a one indulgence rule. So you could opt for having one treat per day, guilt-free. So not having 7 of them and not completely restricting yourself where you just save it for the last day and you go wild on the last day. You actually allow yourself to have that treat every day. You go, do you know what? I'm going to save myself. I'm going to have that one treat today. I'm going to have it. Okay. And then also when it then comes to drinking smarter. So you want to alternate or alternate alcohol with water, or maybe limit to a sort of set number when it comes to booze. You're going to feel better for it. You'll be able to get up and go for your walk the next morning. You won't feel so dehydrated the next day. You'll have energy to go and like do another fun activity. And then also you can opt for things like, you know, your low calorie sodas, kombucha as well, depending on where you are in the world. If that's around sparkling waters are good. You can have some fruit added to that, or other things there. And then, yeah, staying in tune with your hunger and fullness cues, going, right, do you know what? I know that I'm hungry and I know that I'm full and I'm satisfied, not kind of like eating like, you know, again, what do we call it? The Last Supper vibes, just kind of understanding that you're enjoying this meal. And yeah, I'm full. So when we're thinking about anchoring a plan for your holiday, setting some intentions here, kind of maybe even thinking about a daily step target. Now, let's say that you aren't really sure what that step target should be or what it might look like. Maybe on the first day, you kind of explore, you do some exploring, you kind of set a baseline, you kind of go, do you know what? This is how we moved today. This is where my steps were. This is what I'm going to try and aim for each day, or maybe you're going to try and beat that the next day. And then also thinking about water intake as well, being intentional with your water intake, ensuring that you are hydrated. And then focusing on protein focused food as well. So protein focused meal, or because admittedly, you're not going to always find that you can get protein meals every meal. Trust me, I know about it. But for me, if, you know, again, veggie or vegan, or maybe there are meat options that you don't like, having protein, you know, again, finding somewhere you can get like that one protein focused meal in, or again, maybe having that larger bolus of protein at home at the restaurant or the hotel or whatever, getting that in first. Again, making sure that you've got 2 days where you might kind of have those like quick 20-minute workouts in, again, just that you're not breaking the chain, that you're keeping good consistency whilst you're away, makes it easier on your return. Banking in some sleep. So again, when you're back and you're back to the shit show of work and life and everything, sleep might feel difficult when you get back. You're going to feel exhausted. People quite often do, especially on that last day of travel. And then you're trying to like catch up with things when you get back. Whilst you're away, enjoy the sleep. Okay. That it should be part of your holiday, goes without saying. And then, yeah, taking some time, again, if you're, you know, at a resort or something, some time to stretch or journal, Create your own routine, create your own like commitment plan as well as in terms of what you want to do whilst you're away, and share that with me, share that with me, share that with the group. I'm going to talk to you about what I do now on holiday. I did kind of say that maybe I'm a little different, but I think it also helps that when I travel with my partner, we are both on the same vibe. And it's not to say that we're both always so motivated, but one of us might be and one of us might not be. And we always tell ourselves and we go, this is for our health. So if the other person is really not feeling it, we look at one another, we look at the other person, we go, I'll look at Will and I'll go, Will, this is for our health. And he'll say, yeah, you're right. Okay. So what I do on holiday, weirdo. That's actually a picture of a really cool gym. One thing that we love doing is checking out cool gyms when we're away. So, firstly, we'll pick our destination and we'll try and stay slightly out from the center because typically when you stay in the center, pricier hotel, maybe more noisy, maybe more noise pollution, maybe a bit more like actual car pollution or something. So we always try and stay a little bit out from the center. So less pricey hotel, often nicer and more peaceful as well. And we try and focus on getting like that sort of 20 to 40 minutes away from the center. And that just means that we can also have, we get the opportunity to walk to a destination in town, or we could kind of opt for, Uber or travel or whatever that looks like. And then, yeah, when you know you've booked the hotel, when you're looking for one, actually, what we've done is Google mapped our local gyms and our supermarkets. Kid you not, I've actually done this. So, yes, we go and, hit the gym straight after breakfast. But on the first day, what we'll kind of do is we'll go, right, where's the local supermarket? Okay, let's go to the supermarket. And you might think I'm bonkers for doing this, but we'll just go and grab, a big 6 pack of water bottles each, and we'll farmers carry them back towards our hotel, towards our room. And one of the reasons we do that is if you stay in a hotel or what have you, you'll find that quite often it can be quite um it can be quite expensive or quite pricey. And yeah, I just think, that way you just end up, yeah, you've got the water and you know that you can always count that there's water available as well. There's nothing like getting up in the morning and go, oh my God, I need some water. And then you've got to go and get dressed. You've got to go and find someone and you've got to go or you've got to go out to the shops or, do something there. Go and find the water, or you get back from a long day out and you're thirsty and middle of the night, etc. It's just planning. It's planning. Planning really, really helps. So it's definitely something that we do is we kind of plan that sort of water opportunity as well. And hey, the gyms. I love a gym, right? You might not love a gym, but if you learn to love the gym, you might actually go, do you know what? Let's go and have a look at what they've got. And it's not always a gym that we find. So we went to Amsterdam actually last November time and sort of picked our hotel. And we didn't really pick a hotel that we thought was anywhere near a gym. I don't think we even looked at that option then. We just knew that we were a 40-minute walk away from the center of town, and we knew that we'll have access or the opportunity to get to gyms. We'll find them. We're pros at this. Anyway, we kind of went out on the first day, and next to our hotel was this like weird building. And I remember thinking at the time, oh, what's that weird building? We're in Amsterdam. Is it like some sort of like inverted commas, like massage area or something? Because it was all like frosted windows, and the place was called Saints and Stars or something like that, or Saints. And we were like, what a weird name. Came back to a hotel, like sort of out for the day or whatever. And then maybe we're sort of just chilling out in the lounge in the evening. And I sort of decide to kind of Google stuff. And I've gone, shitting hell, no way. That's a gym right next door us. That's underneath the hotel. What? And there's no sign on the outside to make it look like a gym at all. There's nothing. It's all frosted, whatever. So anyway, we decided to go on their website and we booked like a 3-day pass or whatever. And it was actually a wellness center. So it was a company that had gyms as well. So you could travel to go to another area, to another district to go to the gym. But this specific place had reformer Pilates, yoga studio, and like a very cool wellness area as well. We didn't actually manage to get booked onto the reformer. Guided about that, but as you know, reformer is mega popular at the moment, so we didn't make that one. But we went into the yoga class, and it was actually Will's first yoga class, and it was absolutely incredible. Like this place was a dream. And I was like, I need to find something like this in England. Why do we not have this here? So this yoga studio, beautiful smells, the ambience, gorgeous. You're laying down on your mat, you look up, and it's a black starry night on top of they've got like tiny little spotlights that kind of flicker like a sky, like a starry sky night. And then when you finish the class, not only the class was amazing, you finish the class, there's a guy standing out there with like pooled, rolled up towels, like sort of little face towels. And we're like, what? And there was like this smoothie bar and stuff, and it was just heaven. And we were just so happy that we found this place. And I actually made it there on the last day before we traveled back home. And I actually did like a wellness package. Went in and did this really cool guided meditation in a sauna. Insane experience. If you ever travel to Amsterdam, please hit me up and I'll and ask me about my experience there, and I'll tell you what to book as well. We did that, and I actually did my first ever ice plunge. It was just anyway, it was incredible. So there you have it. That's one of the reasons why we love going to find wellness centers or gyms or movement places when we're abroad, because they're just, oh, it's just so nice. It just feels so lovely. Other things that you know that I do already, my bank my protein early on. So I will literally, we kind of have a plan and an idea because when you go away, you've either got excursions booked, you've got things planned out, or you might kind of go, this, we want to do some exploring, or um, maybe you want to go and spend some time doing this. You kind of plan out your day, right? And then in that sense, we kind of get an idea for what restaurants are about, and maybe have a look at the menus and stuff online and see if they've got vegan food that fits me. But yeah, we bank protein early on. So again, for me, I might have like a scoop and a half of protein powder. I might bank in 45 grams of protein, bang, straight away, beginning of the day. Maybe I'll go and have breakfast. Really lucky, the picture on the left here, we found a really cool, this is when we traveled to Germany for the Euros last year. Found a really cool cafe that did these like amazing yogurt bowls, and they did like a dairy one for Will and they did like a vegan one for me, and it was like an Alpro yogurt, so it was just brilliant. So I just knew that that was a great choice as well to kind of get in. But yeah, I actually don't track when I'm on holiday. I kind of go for that sort of mindful approach. And again, I kind of think protein first, focusing on like fullness. And then we don't have any rules around, like, oh, you've got to restrict. We have treats. We have treats and we share them. If we're going to get something, it won't be like, oh my God, like I need to try everything. It's like, no, let's pick that one thing and let's share it. And then let's know that we can go to another place to go and have food again, because who's going on holiday and literally eating one meal? You want to try things. You want to try the local cuisine. You want to know, you want to get a flavor and a taste for things. You want to enjoy it. It's part of the process. So I get it. Definitely ensure we get the veggies in. We might opt for, if we're going to a restaurant, we might opt for skipping the sides or the starters. Again, we might just kind of go for like the main meal. And this again allows us more opportunity to maybe get food later on or like earlier on in the day or what have you. Always get ice cream, especially if we're on a hot destination. And if I find a place that does vegan ice cream, I am there. I'm shot right in there. So I definitely do that. And don't feel obliged to finish your food. If you absolutely hate wasting food, which I do, you could get them to do you a takeaway package. You might find that, again, if you're getting back late from somewhere and you're starving hungry, you might actually really be very grateful that you took that packaged food away with you and you put it in your hotel. And again, you quite often have these little cooler fridges and stuff as well. And do not, whatever you do, over order out of excitement. That is the worst thing you could do is kind of go, oh my God, all this food, let's go. Let's get this, let's get that, let's get that. Just order sensibly and go, right, I'm going to pick one or two things. This is what we're going to go for. If I'm still hungry, I know that I can call the waiter, waitress, and order more. So know that you've got that choice there. And yeah, we always get that water in. Like I said, we have the water ready in our room for when we get back from a day out. We get water, we get hydrated first thing in the morning as well. And we plan activities that actually require us to move as well. So, that's me and Will there enjoying some chips that was actually Amsterdam. Amazing chips. And this is actually a few years back. But yeah, getting out and getting those steps in. Getting those steps in just allows you to kind of build up that hunger as well and really enjoy the food that you're having. It's no fun kind of thinking, you're overfull and feeling horrible from over consuming. So just sort of having that mindful approach. And yeah, we take the time to kind of learn the local history, the local culture. I've actually joined when I've gone abroad before, if I've gone on my own for like solo traveling. I've joined like walking tours, and definitely try and live a little like a local because I feel like that way you get the best experience as well. And just kind of a key reminder, if I haven't kind of said this already, but when you get back, it's not like oh my God, I need to start again. No, you're just continuing. So if you are on holiday this month and you're going on holiday next month or you're on holiday right now, know that when you come, we're not starting again. We're just continuing, right? The fat loss is going to happen with structure and routine and not extremes. You certainly don't need to make up for anything. You don't need to do extra anything to kind of make up for stuff, for lost time. If you are away and I've told you don't track. Just go for that mindful approach. Approach it differently. No, trust yourself. Trust the fact that you can enjoy yourself and you're doing this differently. You're doing this maybe differently to the last time you went away, right? And know that it's all about growth and progress. And yeah, let the post-holiday period be when you kind of get dialed back in. And when I say dialed back in, you appreciate that you've had this time away and you go, right, dial back in. I'm going to get back to tracking my calories, but I'm not going to restrict. I'm going to get back to getting those steps in. I'm going to get my sessions in and train with intention. So just knowing that it's all encompassing and it's not, this sort of all or nothing. You've got, this toolkit, you've got the things that you can kind of do. I want you to take away from this and message me as well and just tell me what, like maybe what two or three non-negotiables might be for you on this trip or on this holiday. Creating that sort of anchor plan. I think anchoring things is really important. And then it goes without saying, if we are having this flexible approach, and I haven't mentioned it yet, but again, if we're working together closely, please take photos. Everyone take pictures of their food, right? You all take pictures of your food when you go away. Take pictures, upload them to the food logging area, just pop them there. One of the ladies that went away in February actually took pictures and uploaded pictures of who she was going away with. So I thought that was really beautiful as well. Nice descriptions, and it's just such a nice way to kind of journal as well. Journal and document your and share your journey as well. I hope you've enjoyed listening to this. Again, ladies, if you've got any questions, please send me a message. Send me a message directly or in the group. Let's have a discussion on how to approach this specifically for you. And we'll see you here next time.